Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Friday. I'm Tito Jeff Thitoff. And now, to my left, the original Jay-Z, Justin Zwick, and also no Bodie Wells today. Isaiah running things over there. Jay-Z, how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing good.
You got to turn your mic on there.
Used to be turned on,
go.
and then now we're
cooking.
better.
Got it. There we go.
I'm not used to having to hit that
I know
button.
you're
My
not,
bad.
I know. Hey, new producers.
I'm not doing as good as I thought I was this morning,
That's
apparently.
okay. You're
Sorry
0
about
for
that,
1,
Jay-Z.
but yeah, you're 0 for 1 now. We can rally, though.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, I feel like I need to stand up. Everybody's standing, and I'm the
That's-
one sitting here, so I got caught off guard here right away at the beginning of the show. My bad. That's on me.
That's okay. No. We're not gonna. No, it's fine. We'll blame Isaiah. He's only here once in a while, so that's his fault. Isaiah, how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'll turn Jay-Z's mic on and off from
Yes.
here on out, and we'll be set to go.
Big show lined up for you today. We will have Jacob Reimer in studio, 10 TV's Jacob Reimer, that is, at around 7:05. We'll have AJ Hawk, like we always wrap up the week, around 7:40. But there's so much to talk about today. Morning Juice, sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, and HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Also live on Facebook and Twitter. As always, folks, that YouTube chat, hop in there. We'd love to talk to you. A lot of NCAA basketball talk today, obviously, and we'll do quite a bit of we'll do a little bit of CBJ talk as well. I said quite a bit. I'm overselling it. It'll be some CBJ talk. But yesterday, the Ohio State Buckeyes fell 66-64 to TCU on that last second shot there. About 5 seconds left, less than 5 seconds left when TCU won it. Buckeyes were down early they were down 15 points, I think, at one spot. And then what a second half, what a comeback by them. It was so much fun to watch up until the very end, much like the play probably in Ford's Theater for Abe and Mary Todd Lincoln. But the end was very sudden. The end was bad. But other than that, though, I mean, it was a fun game to watch.
I don't know about that. That first half was pretty rough. It looked like we came sleepwalking into the tournament.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if we were going to be able to turn it on. But second half was more of the Buckeye team that we had seen here, in early March, into February. And they gave themselves a shot, man. I thought with 5 minutes to go, once Bynum threw that huge dunk down, we went up by maybe, 2 or 3 points. I thought at that moment, I was like, all right, we're back.
Yep.
We got it. Momentum's here. We're playing, the way we've been playing. And then we just, went into those streaks. And that just seems to happen with this team where it's just like you get those streaks in bad times and we're not able to score points.
We'll hear from Diebler, what he had to say after the game. We'll hear that in the next segment there. But Duke was down 13 to Siena and then rallied and won 71-65. That would have been a bracket killer for most of the country.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that would have been even a more killer for us.
Yeah, you're right, yes. Let's see. Michigan beat Howard 101-80 last night. Houston over Idaho 78-47. Michigan State took care of North Dakota State 92-67. Illinois rolled Penn 105-70. Gonzaga over Kennesaw State 73-64. Nebraska 76-47 over Troy. Their first NCAA tournament win in school history. Arkansas 97, Hawaii 78. Arkansas had 22 dunks in that game. The big upset, High Point over Wisconsin 83-82. You had Vanderbilt over McNeese 78-68. Louisville over South Florida 83-79. VCU upset North Carolina last night in overtime 82-78. Texas over BYU 79-71, another upset. A&M over St. Mary's 63-50, another upset. St. Louis over Georgia 102-77, another upset. You remember, Your Highnesses?
Oh, I was going to tell you that. I did it.
Did you?
Well, I put $5 on all the dogs.
All the dogs.
Money line. So I started with $100.
Right.
It cost me $80.
Right.
I am this morning at $99 and 20 cents.
Look at
so
you.
I almost broke it.
Yeah.
I almost broke even. So I'm going to do it again today.
Yeah, he had a big one yesterday too. I can't think which one it was now. I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick while I'm thinking about this.
Yeah.
But
I was going back and forth yesterday. I was like, do I do it? Do I put $2? I mean, that's not enough. Do I put $10? That's too much.
yeah,
And I was like, I'm just going to put 5 on each. And then I was like, maybe I'll skip the 1 and 16s. But then I was like, well, it's $5. You might as well because it's like plus 4,000.
Yeah.
So, and then I was watching Siena Duke. I'm like, hey, this might have been worth it because I think I'd have won like $200 or something.
Yohannes went out there and put $25 on each game.
Is that what he was?
He
told me to put 10 on each, but I'm like,
I saw it was 25 on this thing right here.
I like the idea. Is like, so Isaiah, he told me to put money line on all the dogs.
Money line on all the rounds. Dogs. Yep.
And he said you'll break even or make money. Because you only need 2 or 3.
And you got halfway through and you were like, oh my gosh.
Well, I mean,
it's a good idea.
After the first couple of games, I'm like, all right, I'm already up. I'm making $30 back already.
I guess the high point got one right
got
away.
Me good, yeah. I mean, so that was a $25 one, but it was like this morning when I looked, I was like, $99. I'm almost broke even.
He had $25 on high point, and that money line paid $127.50.
Yeah.
But he also he showed the one ticket when Siena was up by 13. He had 25 on Siena, and that would have paid $1,525.
Yeah.
So, but he, I'd say his strategy is what that is there. But it was last night was crazy. I doubt any of us stayed up for the end of it, but there were a lot of upsets down the stretch there. The VCU North Carolina game was crazy. The way VCU came back and then won that game. North Carolina was in control early on and then it just fell apart. But we'll do more NCAA tournament talk. Obviously, Jacob Reimer, he will probably. I'm guessing he'll wear all black today.
Yeah, he's gonna,
because he's a North Carolina guy.
Carolina, yeah.
I imagine he'll be in all black.
He'll
have a veil on or something like that to cover his face. It'll be something like along those lines. In the Cavs last night, they knocked off the Chicago Bulls. Final score in that game was 115-110. Luka scored 60 as the Lakers got a win over the Heat.
He's had 40 the night before too.
Yeah,
didn't he?
I'm telling you.
Goodness gracious.
The last night. Our own Tyvis Powell lit the cannon, fired the cannon to start the game at the Jackets game.
This guy's everywhere.
Yes, he is.
He is on top of the world right now.
I will tell you this. Either he is the biggest media whore since me, or he's got a twin. I think I don't know if he has a twin, or he might have a twin that goes out and does some of the appear like Gallagher, the comedian, used to do way back when. He might have a twin that does some of the performances for him, but he says he was out there. Of course, I don't know if it was him or his twin. But the Jackets went from outside looking in the playoffs there to third in the Metro with that win last night. Things broke well for them. Yes.
Yeah, because there was a bunch of stuff that could have happened last night, right? There was like four games
going
on that all had something to do with them.
Yes. They jump up to third in the Metro, which is huge. But let's go ahead and let's fire this date in history.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor,
Tito.
Bobby Carpenter.
All right, Today in History. Let's see here now. Today is March 20th, 2026. It's the 79th day of the year. 286 days remain in 2026. In 1982, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts topped the Billboard Hot 100 with I Love Rock and Roll.
And I could tell it wouldn't be long. They was with me, yeah, me, singing. I love rock and roll. Spend no time in the jukebox, baby.
I remember that banger.
I remember this song. I've never heard of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
You never knew it was them?
No.
Yeah, Joan
I'm
Jett.
bad at that game though, but yeah, I mean, I know that song for sure.
I'll go back a little bit because I want to touch on this a little bit. In 1934, American all-around female super athlete Babe Dickerson Zaharias. She pitched a hitless inning in an exhibition Major League Baseball game. She came into a hitless inning for the Philadelphia A's against the Brooklyn Dodgers. In 1973, Pittsburgh Pirates right fielder Roberto Clemente was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, what's significant about that is only, the Baseball Hall of Fame has a 5-year waiting period.
Okay.
And Clemente died on New Year's Eve, 1972. He was taking relief supplies on a plane to Puerto Rico. They had I don't know if it was an earthquake, but anyway, he passed away then with exactly 3,000 hits. And the Major League the Hall of Fame waived the 5-year waiting period.
Yeah, good on them.
Put him there in 1973. So 11 weeks after, he passed away. That was the...
Is that a plane crash?
It was a plane crash.
Yeah.
Yep, plane crash there. In 1988, Mike Tyson beat Tony Tubbs by a TKO in round 2 at the Tokyo Dome to win the undisputed heavyweight boxing title. 1989, Major League Baseball started investigating Pete Rose for his alleged gambling, which turned out to be true. In 1990, the Lakers retired Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's number 33. Jabbar, one of the all-time greats, obviously, and LeBron's breaking all of his records now. Also, 1991, Michael Jackson signed the biggest deal in recording history when Sony awarded him a $1 billion with a B.
In 91
In
billion.
91, a billion.
Oh, my God.
Tell me about it.
That's not a billion today. That was a billion in 91.
That's a down payment on an NFL team.
Oh, man.
But Michael Jackson signed that contract. Oh, man. That's from Off the Wall, Michael Jackson's album from, I think that might have been 1980 when that album came out. In 2020, after 20 years with the New England Patriots, 6-time Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady officially agrees to move to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a 2-year, $50 million guaranteed deal.
Russell Wilson extends the hands he has. Wilson, quick throw. And it's good. Intercepted. Intercepted. Around to Butler. Butler has it at the 1. Oh, my God. We did it, John. We did it. Oh, that's awesome, man. I love it. Malcolm. Are you kidding me? Hey, what a play. You're unbelievable, man. Way to go.
Professionalism on that call. Birthdays today, 1976, former lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester Barrington, was born. You a Linkin Park guy?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I was just trying to think, like, that's another one. Like, if you played 4 or 5 of their songs, I'd probably know them, but I couldn't tell you what songs they sing.
I know what you mean. Like I recognize it.
Like once the song goes, like,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah.
But I couldn't tell you, but I'd know a few more of them, I'm sure.
I don't know. What's the name of that song?
That's Numb.
Numb?
I like Linkin Park.
Okay, you're a Linkin
Yeah,
Park
you're a
guy.
Linkin Park
I
guy.
forget whose
Park.
era it was.
I like
More
Linkin
yours.
Park. That always reminds me of, I know in the first Transformers movie,
Yeah.
Linkin Park was all over that soundtrack, and so that's when I started liking
I just
Linkin
remember
Park.
Megan Fox out of first.
In the background, she's Linkin Park screaming over Megan Fox dancing around.
This is a big one in 1928. Fred Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was born. He died in 2003. Here's Mr. Rogers.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine?
Did either of you never watched Mr. Rogers? I don't think
I
did. Did
remember
you?
I did, yeah.
You did a little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
How would that
Rogers.
go over today?
Oh, it would get ripped. There's no way. People would be cynical about it.
Social media would be so mean.
People-
The first time it went on, like that song, "Beautiful Day," and a guy singing it, like it would be rough.
What are the skeletons in his closet? What they'd be saying? You know, they'd be looking for some kind of thing. I saw this. There'd be an AI Mr. Rogers like engaging with a prostitute or something they'd put out there. They'd be like, "Oh no, don't tell me." He was great though. He was awesome.
Oh, no doubt.
Lakers coach, Miami Heat team president Pat Riley turns 81 today.
Rates right there, probably with Jordan. I mean, Jordan will always, to me, be the best of the best of the best, but, you know, you got to put Kobe there, and that's where, you know, Dwayne and LeBron and Carmelo and all these other guys one day would like to be considered in that group, but I don't think anybody is ever going to be considered better than, you know, the guy that hung from the air. Never.
He was pursued so much differently, at least in the beginning, throughout the that winning time series. He looked very disheveled most of the time and didn't look like the Pat Riley I've always seen has been very put together, finely dressed, hair looks perfect, calm, cool, and collected.
You can see that. I remember the winning time is like there was one game or something where he was like slicking it back.
Right,
And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm coming in and like, now I'm Joe
I'm in the
Cool
mode,
now.
yes. Sports radio host Mike Francesa turned 72 today.
Hey, how you doing, Mike? I got a quick question about the Knicks. I was wondering, what do you think about Vince Lombardi as the head coach? I really think he can make a big difference for them. What do you think?
Wait a second. You actually you called up to ask me?
Yeah.
Is that Mike? Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Well, I was wondering.
When you got out of bed this morning,
Yeah.
did you work today?
Yeah, I'm working now.
You working now? What do you do for a living?
Actually, I'm a fireman.
You're a fireman.
Yeah.
You're a fireman.
Yeah.
Where?
I'm a volunteer fireman.
You're a volunteer fireman.
Yeah.
Are you working right now?
No, I don't work.
Oh, you're unemployed?
Yeah, I lost my job the other day.
You lost it the other day.
And the guy, yeah.
So you decided, instead of going looking for a job, you decided to call up and ask me if a deceased coach would be a good coach for the Knicks.
Well, I didn't know it was this.
Listen, really?
I'm on unemployment.
Well, I'm not surprised if you don't. I mean, really, I'm not surprised. I hate to tell you, I'm not surprised.
Francesa, Mike and the Mad Dog used to be really, really good. Like they're the ones who paved the way for shows like this and for all sports radio stations and whatnot. But Francesa, it hasn't just he lost his fastball; he's lost it. Like there's the clip of him falling asleep during an interview, where you see him like on the radio. You see on TV, you see on TV it's a radio show, but like you see him nod off, and then all of a sudden wake up with his eyes real big halfway through some guy's answer. He made some comment the other day about why a player transferred from Kansas because he didn't want to sit behind Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid played 1 year at Kansas and was gone for quite some time, obviously. This guy was like, the guy said transfer was like 9 years old when he allegedly wanted to leave Kansas. He is not there at all. But if you ever had a chance to watch the 30 for 30 Mike and the Mad Dog, really good. Shows kind of the early stages of sports talk radio and kind of where it went. Birthdays today, deaths, people who passed away today. 1981, Gary Bertier at 27 passed away. He's from Remember the Titans.
Let's play, fellas. Come on. The ball. Let's run it again. Let's go. All right. Come on, me. You all right, Big Petey? You all right? You really stuck him, Campbell. Yeah, I love me a little contact, Petey. That's left side. Strong side! Left side! Strong side! Left side! Strong side! Left side! Left side! Strong side!
This is the portion of the show where people make fun of Tito for not seeing Remember the Titans.
Well, you've never seen that movie.
I've seen half of it. I was on a flight, and I watched half of it, then the flight ended, and I never got back to watch it.
I got to partake in an actual, Remember the Titans workout.
Oh, really?
Remember when they woke him up?
Yeah.
Well, you maybe didn't see it, but they woke
I
him
saw
up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, running.
Yeah, my senior year in high school, they did that to us down in West Virginia. We had some guys who got caught out.
Yeah.
They woke us up at 3 o'clock in the morning, helmets on. We're out in the courtyard doing up downs. They run us over to the stadium. And at West Virginia, you had the huge hill by the stadium. We ran that hill 3 times, all before a whole day of 7-on-7. It was Remember the Titans, though. It was great.
Another one, 2020, country music singer Kenny Rogers passes away at the age of 81.
Said if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play.
You gotta know when to hold them.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Banger. Kenny Rogers had so many great songs.
Oh, gosh.
Holidays observance today. It's the first day of spring.
Hey, let's
High
go.
of 68 today, I think.
Spring. It feels like spring.
Until snow hits in about a week and a half.
Exactly.
National Proposal Day. That's
Good luck with that.
I'm just saying, Isaiah.
Hey, I've already popped the question.
Oh, you have?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Do you have a date
How'd that go?
It went pretty good. She said
All right,
yes.
all right,
That's good.
good.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Yes.
That's the key, right?
That's the
Yes.
key, yeah.
I remember I asked her father, I said, I called him and asked for his blessing.
Yeah.
And you know what he said back to me?
What?
He said, that works for me. I guess we'll see what she says.
Oh, there we go. So much
"Thank
confidence
you,
there.
Thank you for the endorsement, Jeff. That's great.
Yeah, I don't care.
Works for me.
We'll work it up the chain. As long as the next person in charge, the person above me says, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Do you have a date
that's
set?
one yes. So
Yeah, we're shooting for June. June
Okay.
12th is when we booked the venue. So
Okay.
she did, in fact, say yes.
That's good. Congratulations on that. And also, congratulations on not doing it during fall.
Oh, well, yes.
Yep.
You can't
Very
do
well
Ohio,
done there.
Ohio State. No,
I just got one in the mail the other day. Well, it's September 26th.
Did
I'm
you
like,
really?
can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not a big game, I don't think, but it's a game.
They have the thing that really helps out the wedding venues in Central Ohio now is when the Ohio State has 2 bye weeks.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a big deal for them. It's also National Ravioli Day. I guess I'll have to celebrate. Not the Chef Boyardee type. I'll get real ravioli. And National Day of Happiness.
I thought something was different when I woke up this
There
morning.
you go, right? That's what it was.
Yeah,
National
that's
Day of
what it
Happiness,
was,
yes.
yeah.
And those are your historical events, birthdays, passings, holidays, observances from March 20th, 2026. It's the 79th day of the year. 286 days remain in 2026. Isaiah, thanks for grabbing all that sound. I appreciate that. My son filled out 3 brackets. I filled out 1. And 9 years old, bugging the hell out of me, always asking me to check the scores. And he is, on his 1 bracket, he's in the top 0.6%. He's got 140 points. Another one's got 130 points in the top 3.8% on ESPN. His third one's in the top, is got 100 points, tied with my best and only one with 100 points. So he's kicking my butt in every one of them and does not let me forget it.
As he shouldn't.
Throughout the day, it's like,
rub that in.
Hey, Dad, check the scores. I want to see where I'm at.
Now you do have the defensive head. You got 3, bud. Now, granted, they're all better than yours.
They're all better than mine, right?
So I guess it doesn't matter.
It's hard to really defend that with that argument. But, at some point, I'm working from home yesterday, and he keeps coming up to me and like, hey, Dad, can you check it? I'm like, okay, fine, I'll check it. And then, like, after about the 13th time, I'm like, hey, dude, okay, you're winning. I get it. Let's just, Dad's busy now. And I all of a sudden turned into a really bad father. Like, get out of here. I'm too busy. I can't do this right now. Kid's all excited because he's doing well. And he wants to look how he's doing against celebrities. Oh, look, Dad, I'm beating like whatever. I'm ahead of Huey Lewis or some kind of stuff like that. Oh, look, I'm ahead of, like Mike Golick and stuff like that. He'll go through and tell me all the people he's ahead of. But, so he is.
I checked on mine last night. I'm on the bottom of the list. For the family. Me and my 2 girls are at the very bottom.
I'm not doing well. I normally don't. I don't usually do well in these things, but I don't think anything catastrophic happened to me yesterday. It's just I got a lot of those first round ones right. Like most of my second round and Sweet 16 teams.
You're still gonna have it. You're still gonna have a shot.
I don't think I lost any Sweet 16 teams yesterday, but because I didn't have, unless I had Wisconsin going in, which I guess I might have.
I may have had Wisconsin.
Yeah, maybe.
I believed in the Big Ten maybe a little too much.
I did have Wisconsin going to the Sweet 16, yes.
And the first 2 Big Ten teams lost. Yes.
They always do. The Big Ten always underperforms in the tournament. It hurts every time.
You're right. It's
tell you who doesn't, though. My man Izzo.
No.
Reimer almost had me picking that upset.
Right.
And they go out. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And they play good in the tournament.
Yep. So we'll keep lots of basketball going on today, obvious too. Like I say, we'll talk more about that later on. Coming up next, though, we'll hear from Jake Diebler after Ohio State's heartbreaking loss to TCU. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit OutdoorStewards.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we. brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
Raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, yesterday, I thought about this last night as I gently fell asleep. And then I thought about getting on the drive-in today. It was a great sports day yesterday. It really, other than the Ohio State thing, right? It's like, but like everything else, though. I mean, lots of exciting basketball.
Yes.
I mean, I had Duke going deep into my bracket. I had Duke losing to Michigan, I think, in the final. But still, they were down 13 in the first half. And so that was exciting to watch.
Down 13 as some in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 15 minutes to go, and it was 11, 13 points that they were down by. So, I mean, what a comeback for them.
You had that going on. The High Point, Wisconsin game.
That was wild down toward there was like a 2-minute stretch where there were just buckets being made on both sides. Like, what is happening right now? It was great.
The kid from High Point, number 99.
Dude, that kid was out of control. Everything he was shooting was going in.
And
then he makes his first 2-point basket.
Right. The one they
for the entire year. He's
Yeah.
only shot 4 of them.
Right, yeah.
Which is just crazy.
But how quick that kid's release was.
Oh, dude.
And that one from the logo was amazing.
From the logo, the off-balance one where he just like barely caught it, and then like he caught it and threw it at the same time. It felt like, and just bottom of the net. Like, he was on fire. That's the cool thing about March, though, man. You get a team or a player that's just going off like that.
Yeah.
And you can be in a game, and he got him back in there, and then they just were able to hold on.
So now they've got Arkansas, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah, High Point, Arkansas. But now we've got, look, it's not that I wouldn't watch it if it was Wisconsin, but now it's like I'll watch it differently because
Well, now you're kind of rooting for 99 to just continue to be, that guy. And, like, you just want to watch, that kind of magic again.
Yes. Ohio State yesterday fell behind early, down 15 at the half even, 39-24. And they could not throw it in the ocean. It was, they could not hit anything. And they were shooting way too many threes in the first half, it seemed to me. They were forcing it. But second half, they came out, and everyone except Thornton, and I don't mean that this is not a knock on Thornton. Thornton played all 40 minutes of the game, but it just he never really got it going. Never seemed like to be in a flow offensively. Finished with 10 points on 3 of 9 shooting, but we got to see guys like Bynum and Royal made big plays. Tilly made a big play. I had said before. I think I said it on yesterday, the day before. So like I did not want to see Gabe Cupps on the floor at all. And then he hit that big three, and he scored the 3 points in the 5 minutes. But the bench again. That was their downfall. 3 points off the bench. Tayson Chapman only played 5 minutes. He wasn't effective out there either. But Noel played 4 minutes. Jagovin played 2 minutes. But it was a great comeback for Ohio State. Here is what Jake Diebler, when he's talking to Adam King, our Adam King, what he said to the team at halftime.
We just wanted to see our team out there, and wanted us to just be who we've been. And they did. This is a group that's responded all year. Certainly wish we hadn't been in that hole going into halftime, but like our guys have, they showed the fight and the resiliency to get out and took the lead, and did some things really well, just not quite enough down the stretch. But yeah, it was never a question of if this team was going to respond. We knew they would, and they did. They sure did.
I had the confidence in this team that they would come back. Like, even it was 15 and they were playing like garbage, I said, you know what, they're not going to shoot this poorly. And I did think that Diebler would make adjustments. He would make adjustments in the second half, and they did. But it's, I wasn't shocked that they came back from a 15-point deficit.
No, I wasn't shocked about that. I think I was more just disappointed in how the first half went. Because it just, rebounding, turnovers. Yes. Like, it just looked like Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't want to have to rebound. I want to play that way from the very beginning. We're in a tournament now. It's win or go home, and it's like you can't have that. And so I was more disappointed. But yeah, the way they had been playing here going into the tournament, yeah, we could do this. I mean, it's not. You know how it goes. It's the same in all sports. You get a big lead, right? They always come back. Like there's always going to be something. You're not going to stay that hot, or the other team's not going to stay that cold. And we were able to fight back. And at 5 minutes ago, I thought we really had that game. The momentum switched.
Yes.
Bynum just stuffed one. Like, all right, we're awake. We fought back. We're here. Now it's time to put them away. And it's just. When your leading scorer in school history has 10 points for you, and in that final game, like you need more. And we saw that throughout the year when he wasn't able to get to his normal kind of game. Like we would lose those games. He'd be like, all right, well, what did our guys have? And be like, well, our main scorers didn't do what they were supposed to do.
In the first half,
that's tough.
What was really tough for me was the fact that TCU was able to get that lead with their best player on the bench. When David Punch picked up that second foul.
2 fouls. He was out early.
Right. And so, I thought, this is a great opportunity for Ohio State, and then they just couldn't get it going, and TCU made some threes there in the first half. And
they just looked like they were swarming us. I mean, every time we're down on the offensive side of this, it was like we couldn't do anything, and then we're just getting a shot off with 5 seconds to go or under on the shot clock, and those a lot of times aren't the best ones, and we just weren't able to get in any kind of flow in that first half. And even though you come down or come back from 15 down, like that's a lot of points to come back from to keep that going even after you get back up. I can understand how that kind of fizzles out, but man.
Yeah, you sometimes see teams that will fight so hard to make the comeback, and then it's just like they wear out.
They're almost like exhausted now. Like, oh man,
and then they fall back.
Oh, we made it back. It's a tie game, and then all of a sudden, we just kind of don't have the rest in the tank.
Yep. Also, last night, then Bruce Thornton, 10 points, like we said, the all-time leading scorer in Ohio State history, played all 40 minutes, 3 of 9 from the field, and just didn't seem like he ever. They did a good job defending him, but other guys did step up in his I guess his offensive absence. But here is Jake Diebler with Adam King saying what he told Bruce Thornton after the game.
That I love him. That. He'll always be a part of our family. And, I think it's not just him. It's all those guys. Like, those guys bought into what we wanted to do, and we took an important step for our program. And, he was a huge, huge reason for that.
Tough way to end it, but such an accomplishment just for this team to where they were at in midseason to get to the tournament and get there for Bruce.
Oh, well, I mean, the crazy thing, Bruce has known Diebler. I think I saw he was saying since 16.
Yeah, known for a long time.
It's really cool, and you can hear it in Diebler's voice when he's talking about him, how much he kind of means to him, to the program. But you don't see that in today's college world. A guy who's been there for so long and just continues to come back and just is that guy for a program. But yeah, I mean, from where they were middle of the season, I mean. People calling, for a change to be made. Like we were at that point in the season where it's like, lose the rest of them, clean house. We got to do something. And then all of a sudden, things clicked a little bit, and you get that big win at Purdue, and you finish the season out the right way, and you're looking pretty good. I mean, you take Michigan in the Big Ten tournament down to the wire, and man, we were feeling really good about this. And that first half was just a little bit too much to overcome.
With that last second shot and great for Thornton.
No.
What
was
that meant? I know
you got to catch that closer to half court. I mean, the whole thing.
I guess that's the part that, if I'm going to criticize anything about yesterday, would be that whatever that play call, how they did it together, you should be able to get a better shot off if you got 4.1 seconds left.
Yeah, you got to catch that almost at half court, running towards half court to have a chance to get a decent shot, in my opinion.
Diebler also talked about how the players grew on and off the court throughout this experience.
I can leave that locker room today saying each and every single young man in our program grew as a man and as a player. That's important to me. We took a step forward as a program this year, and our guys need to remember that. And this is a step, and we got to get ready to get to the next step. I got into coaching because some of the most influential people in my life were coaches. And I know I'm relatively new to this, But I'm old school from the standpoint where I still think coaches can have an impact in the lives of young men, and you have a responsibility to help them grow as men. Certainly you have a responsibility to help them grow as players. We saw that from everybody in our program got better as players this year. I believe in development. But I know leaving that locker room today that every single young man in this program grew as a man, and that's really important to me and our staff.
Incredible experience. It's great experience to get them ready for next year. Losing Thornton is going to be a monumental loss on and off the court, both. No doubt about it. But you've got, Mobley coming back, Royal, Bynum. You've got a really solid recruit coming in. So, although, yes, tough loss, but
Well, Tito, is this like football, though? I mean, we got 51 new guys on the football team.
I don't think
is this core
right
back, or did Bynum play himself into a bigger contract somewhere else?
That's fair. That's a great question.
What happens? What does this look like coming back? I know we got some recruits coming in, but
what you are saying is very logical, and I've tried to not think logically on this one because I don't want to accept the fact that if I am a program with a lot of money, that Andrew Bynum was Amari Bynum. I keep saying Andrew Bynum. Amari Bynum was so good in this tournament, in that game.
We should have enough flashes to be like, hey, that could be a guy. We're excited about him coming back next year. We hope.
Yes, I know.
That's the crazy thing. Like, old school is like, we should be pretty good. We got some good guys coming back, young guys coming back.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, who's going to be on our team next year? It could be a whole new starting five.
We're going to stop with the logic talk right now before I get depressed and want to drink bleach. Jake Diebler reflected on the future of the program. And, boy, if he says anything about somebody transferring, I'm going to punch Jay-Z right in the mouth.
Today's for reflection. Tomorrow we'll start to turn the page. But I want our guys to remember the love that was shared in the locker room today. I want our guys to remember the adversity we overcame to get to this point, and in the dinners and the games and the practices and all the stuff that led into getting here. We'll reflect on that, but this is college basketball, so you got to move on quickly. But I'm really proud of the growth that guys made in this program this year individually, certainly as our program as a whole. But the growth guys made individually this year was really impressive. Credit to their work ethic, credit to our staff, and excited about what the future holds for us.
Thanks. The reason I feel better, I guess, about this is that as far as years past, because even though this year ended like all the other years end, except since most years end with a loss. They won the NIT a couple of years. But anyway, most seasons for Ohio State basketball have ended with a loss. The 1960 team won the title, but every other team, as far as it made the NCAA tournament, their seasons ended with a loss. But the fact that they ended the season the way they did, and on the momentum swing they were on, I am more optimistic about retaining players than I might have been if it was a thing where they missed the tournament, got blown out in the Big Ten and never made the tournament, things like that. Like in those kind of years, I understood why guys might look elsewhere. But I just hope that this year, though, was a strong enough finish that the players will choose to stay invested here with Diebler in this program.
I don't think the way the end of the year went can hurt you by any means. I think there's a lot of excitement. Just making the tournament, I think was big, and I think the players in the program kind of felt that,
right?
Kind of that relief of, all right, we did this. It's been a long time, But it's a good step. Maybe they look into that and say, all right, we do have a good core here, and we got maybe a couple of young guys coming in, and maybe we get a piece or so through the portal, which. Who knows when that opens? I'm guessing it's in the middle of the tournament like it was for football because it just makes sense, doesn't it? You hope, in the way Jake talks about it, the team, like how he wants to be a coach, how he wants to, help these guys, not only on the floor and off the field, that sort of stuff, that matters. And you hope the team and the guys understand, what kind of staff they have, and how much they mean to that staff and what that staff's really trying to get out of them. And I think the money's always nice, but when you can kind of get that feeling from your coaching staff, it maybe makes you feel like, I want to be here. They're going to help me get to wherever I want dollars-wise, but I want to be here because they really care about me and they care about us. And, we're getting developed, and we did get better, throughout the year. And, we want to stay and see this thing through.
Mark Titus, former Buckeye and very well-known former Buckeye, he talked yesterday, I think it was on Barstool. He said, here's his quote, Ohio State basketball fans are the worst fans in the world. They watch football all year. They don't even pay attention to the basketball program. They parachute in around late January, early February. Part of that statement is true.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ohio State fans do parachute in around January, early February. That's what happens.
That's when football season's over.
But I don't blame the fans for that. That's the way it's presented to us, right? I mean, you look how much Ohio State pushes football, and they should. It's a football school. It drives everything. But that's the way we consume it because that's the way they give it to us. Ohio State football is multiple times more important than basketball. Financially, you don't get 100,000 fans in the shot.
I think football in general, probably.
Right, in general, yes.
Not even at Ohio State.
Ohio State's not ever going to be a basketball school. They never will be, and that's okay. But I don't blame the fans for it. I don't know.
No, I don't think you can blame. I mean, it's football season first, and that season just so happens to go into January.
And spring football second.
And and luckily, spring football is after their season is over, or else they would feel that too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And you don't have to be a die-hard fan to be a fan of the team and have a voice. Like, I would consider myself a top watcher of the Cavs.
Okay.
Do I watch every single Cavs game? No, that would be insane.
Yeah.
I watch a decent amount of the regular season games. When the playoffs come on, I watch every game. March Madness, most college basketball fans probably watch 40 to 50%. If you consider yourself like a hardcore fan,
right.
40 to 50% of the college basketball games during the season. I don't care if you're a Duke fan, UNC, whoever it is. And then March
You're just
Madness.
not catching all of them.
Exactly. It comes around and you turn it up more. Like, that's how it goes.
Well, and that's the other thing for football. It's an important game once a week.
Yes, it's on Saturday.
And it's on Saturday. And it's like, yeah, we'll get to basketball. There's a bunch of games. We'll catch some of them, but we have one game a week. We're gonna watch that game. Like when I played arena football here in town, I would tell the guys, like, if Ohio State had a game on Saturday, there would be nobody at our games.
Maybe family and friends, but maybe not.
Maybe not, though.
Right.
But they're like, no way. No, that's not. I'm like, listen, brother, if there's a game going on that day, we have nobody in our stadium.
Right.
Like, that's how it goes, and it is what it is. And I agree with what Titus said, but that's just the way it goes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you know what? No matter what, Indiana, they don't care about their basketball program anymore because they got a good football program.
They figured it out. Hey, this is a little more important.
If football can become that thing for you, every program would probably rather have that because you're just going to make more money doing it.
Yes, it's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
And you're right. The thing about you said about it's for Ohio State. Well, now it's like a 38 game football schedule. But say most years though, it'd be like a 12, 13 game season. It was mostly on Saturdays. Obviously, maybe a postseason game. In basketball, it's a 32 game season.
Oh, they play what, Monday, Wednesday this week, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? Like,
I'm not catching the Tuesday game against Northwestern. It's not as important.
Yeah.
As
an 8 o'clock tip on Tuesday night.
Right.
Sorry, I'm not going to probably see that one.
And the NFL's capitalized on that too. Now I know the NFL's expanded their schedule quite a bit, where they're playing 8 days a week now. But they got popular because it was typically it was always on the same days. And it was one of 16, now one of 17, or maybe one of, depending on how far you go in the playoffs. It was easier, I think, for the casual sports fan even to follow it because you knew it's Sunday 1 o'clock. There's NFL on Sunday 4 o'clock. There's Monday Night Football. Like that's
and you had all week to kind of see what happened with everybody else, and you had an idea going into that next weekend what you needed to do or what needs to happen. And in basketball, I'd be like, well, that whole thing changed. They were number 1 last week in the country. Now they're number 10 because they lost 3 games.
Yes.
Like, what happened? It's been a week.
I know.
Like, it's just a lot to keep track of.
So, yes, Ohio, the part of, I agree, Titus, yes, they are helicopter fans. But I don't think they're the worst fans in the world, whatever you said. It's just it's the way that we are presented, the way we consume Ohio State athletics.
In one way, I think they're good fans because they don't really expect much. Like, just make the tournament.
This was a good season.
Yeah, this was a good season. Nobody's really upset about this. Like, we made the tournament. First time in 4 years, we're pretty happy about that. Like, we understand what the program is.
Yeah.
We really care about football. We care about basketball, but we're going to get there when we get there.
Coming up next, we'll hit you with some quick hitters, Morning Juice.
The madness is on and the deals are going full court at Germain Toyota of Columbus. Drive home the Powerhouse 2026 Tundra at 2.99% APR for up to 72 months and $1,000 Toyota financial cash. That's a slam dunk offer. Or you can drive home in the always reliable 2026 Camry LE for just $269 a month for 36 months, 10,000 miles a year, and $36.99 due at signing. Don't sit on the sidelines. Hustle into Germain Toyota of Columbus on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. No takers? Yeah, I didn't think so. Ongoing pain makes you feel older than you are, but here's the good news. QC Kinetics patients right here in Columbus, they're getting relief right now, feeling younger and jumping back into life full speed ahead, and that didn't happen in an operating room. My friend Dr. Ray Tesner and his team use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body, concentrate them right where you need the relief the most. This is how I was treated. I had a knee issue. I went in there. We had a consultation. I went through a series of treatments. And you know what? After a handful of months, my knee started feeling better and better until I was able to get out there and do the things I loved again. It's all true. It's all real. The sooner you get started, the sooner your inflammation eases and the sooner you'll start feeling better again. So find out if you're a candidate at your free consultation at qckinetics.com/Columbus or 380-208-4544.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
Thanks to your support, the nonprofits VetTix and First Tix have given away tens of millions of tickets and counting to vets currently serving military, the immediate family of troops killed in action, and our brave current and former first responders. These tickets are a meaningful way to say thank you to America's heroes. And now we want you to be part of the mission. Got extra tickets to concerts, games, or special events? Or want to see if you qualify? We want you to go to vettix.org and firsttix.org today. Give something to those who gave.
Attack and dominate, YouTubers. You're locked into Morning Juice.
All right, a couple things with the quick hitters I want to clean up from the chat. By the way, chatter's lively today. As always, I appreciate that. Normally, anything I say about Steve Kerr in the chat is negative, but I will give him props for this. He did tell us that April 7th when the portal opens.
Oh, okay.
So we know that. Thank you, Steve Kerr, for that. That's one of the rare times I will say thank you to Steve Kerr for anything. Bill Evans brings up, he said, the problem with getting married on a bye week is then your anniversary falls on a game day every few years.
You got to think down the road.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's really good there. Sorry to all the wedding planners and the wedding venues, but that guy right now, Bill Evans,
not the
brought up
same
a
bye
great
week
point.
every year.
Yes,
that's right.
That's a great point there. Yeah. Unless you want to get divorced like I did the first time around, then it really doesn't matter anymore. Also,
but that doesn't affect your friends, though. That just affects you.
Fair,
So,
right.
that's on you. Yeah, you allowed that.
Peter Stanos brought up something that I love reminiscing about, and you guys, there's no way in hell either one of you guys would be aware of this, but there used to be a rule in college football. You can only appear on national television twice a year outside of the bowl games. Only two games you can have on TV. That was it. You can only be on TV twice a year.
Was that before Notre Dame's deal?
Yes, before Notre Dame's deal, yes. Right. So for a long time, Ohio State, Michigan was one of them, then one Ohio State regular season game, and then the other games weren't on TV. Mm-hmm. There were also instances where, like when Illinois back in the early 80s went on probation, and one of their punishments was that they could not appear on TV for 2 years. And so someday you go against a team that can't be on TV, and so they don't show the game even if they wanted to.
Wow.
We should bring that back. That's hilarious. Can you imagine, like,
that would be
if instead of like doing fines for the team up north, like doing all the wrongdoing, if they were like, you know what, you can't be on TV for 2 years, that would affect your recruiting. Like, people are not coming.
Yeah, you don't get that TV deal for 2 years or something.
Yeah, and the players are like, I'm not going to be on TV. Yeah, no thanks.
Right.
That would be wild and hilarious.
And so, way back when that rule was in effect, about the 2 times a year, WSU, Channel 34 here in Columbus, they would replay the Ohio State games. They would actually go out there and like televise them and have broadcasters and all stuff. And then they wouldn't play it live, but they would replay it live then the next day at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings. And so much of my youth was growing up. I would know what the score was because I read the newspaper or followed the game on the radio way back then. I knew like Ohio State won this game, but that's one way to watch the game for a lot of people is go back and watch it on WSU the next morning at 10 a.m. is when that was on.
It's kind of like it's like kind of like the Big Ten in 60.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Right. All right, let's do some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, Isaiah, take it away. What do we got today?
The first one, the Hockey Hall of Fame said it will not give Jack Hughes the puck from his gold medal winning goal for Team USA in the Milan Cortina Olympics. They said, unfortunately, in the easiest words, it was never Jack's puck to own. That was Philip Pritchard, who's the vice president of hockey for the Hockey Hall of Fame. And Jack replied, he said, I'm trying to get it. Like that's poppycock. That the Hockey Hall of Fame has it, in my opinion. Why would they have that puck? I wouldn't even want it for myself. I'd want it for my dad. I know he'd just love having it. When I look back in the time of my career, I don't collect too many things for myself, but my dad's a monster collector for the 3 of us. I know he would have a special place for it.
So Hughes, after making that the censored poppycock comment, later on he came out and said that he kind of backed off of a little bit. He said, I'm honored the puck's there in the Hall of Fame. It's the most special place in hockey, so I'm honored it's there. And here's the thing that's ironic, first of all. He scored the game-winning goal for Ohio State. Ohio State.
I was going to say he went to Ohio State?
That's
all right.
The United States.
Go Bucks.
Against Canada. And also Megan Keller, for the women's side, had the goal in overtime that beat Canada as well. Mm-hmm. Both those pucks are...
And he said something. He said she should have her puck.
Both those pucks are in Canada right now, where the Hall of Fame is. So even
in Toronto,
yeah, which is amazing to me.
I mean, that's awesome. Actually.
So, whose puck is it? Like, what do you think?
I think it's the Hall of Fame's puck. I think in an event like that, history is kind of made. It was what, 60 years or something since we had won gold?
It'd been since 1980. It'd been 46.
46 years.
46
okay,
years,
yeah. So I mean, it had been a while. I mean, that was a big win. I can understand why the Hall of Fame would want to have that. Now, could the Hall of Fame take another puck and put it in there as a symbol of that?
Yeah.
Yes, you could do that. Is it? Are the pucks? Can you tell?
No.
Can you tell that was the one? Like, I don't know. Maybe you give the player, something. I don't know. We'll put the replica in the Hall of Fame because it's going to be behind glass for the rest of its life. Who really cares?
There was a goalie one time, I'm trying to find it now, that gave up a historic goal. And let's see what it was. Okay, yeah, it was just recently. Jordan Binnington, St. Louis Blues goalie. After Ovechkin scored his 900th goal, Binnington put the puck in his pants.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah, put his puck in his pants. But linesman saw it and forced him to give it up. But yeah, he tried to put it in his pants and keep it that way. And I also thought about this then too, with the stuff going on. I don't know if you guys have followed this, but USC quarterback, former USC quarterback, who am I thinking of here?
Matt Leinart.
Matt Leinart. He said USC has asked him to unretire his number. He's been asked several times to unretire his number so a new recruit coming in could have that number. And he has stood hard against that and said, I'm not doing it. There's no way. That number's retired for a reason. And then I started thinking about that, but is that really his call? Like, can't the school just say, we're going to give this kid number 11? We're going to give it to him. Okay, and granted, it would be bad. It would not be a great move. It might, you might be losing then Leinart to somebody who's going to be out there representing your program that way. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like the school could, and then, hey, we honored you. You're up here,
right?
You're in the rafters. You're up there.
Yeah, we recognize you as the great player that you were. I don't know how that goes because we retired your number.
Right.
And so it's like, well, yeah, retired means it's no longer in play. That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know if the school now, if I'm Leinart, would I care? I don't know. You know, in today's world, maybe, I guess, because you say, oh, all right, well, you want me to do this for a kid who's going to come here and then he's going to leave after the 1 year he was here.
Right.
To go somewhere else for more money. Like, so I could maybe understand it more nowadays. Back in the day when the big cat did it,
right,
at Ohio State, like, he's coming here, he's going to be here. Like, I understand that a little bit more.
It's hard with the recruit, too. Like, maybe if it was a year 2 or 3 guy that's already kind of proved himself, too.
And you don't worry about him just up and leaving for, a little bit more money the next year. It's just, I don't know. The school can do whatever they want, I imagine. I mean, maybe they're just asking Leinart out of respect for him, but if they wanted to give somebody that number, what's he going to do, sue the university?
It's right.
It's
like
what can he do? I don't
theirs.
know. Yeah.
It's like it's their their choice, I would think.
I would think so.
I mean, I know that there's other teams, other schools out there, really more professional teams, like the Cowboys have like their Ring of Honor, where there's not a number
it's not
retired.
It's just this is like your retirement.
Yes, this is like this is how you're being honored in the stadium. Is the Ring of Honor?
Which I think is the idea for most of the retired numbers.
Yeah.
But it just got to a point where it's like, oh, we have so many numbers retired now. We gotta what are we gonna? We need to field a team still.
Yeah, that's why I wonder, like, when I think about whose puck is it, I also think about whose jersey is it. You know, what I mean, like, whose choice is it on those kinds of things?
Well, I think like if you're in the NFL and you have a crazy game and
NFL
record breaking, they'll take your gloves. Like if you're a receiver, they'll take the gloves, they'll take your jersey from that game, and they'll put it in there. So I reckon they look at it. You're working for that company, they look at it as their equipment.
For those of you that are jarred by that, yes, Jay-Z just used the word reckon. That might be the first time in show history someone's used the word reckon.
I use the word reckon all the time.
I know, that's great. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. You obviously used it in the right context. I'm just saying if you had it on your bingo card, that's the rare one to get. But I don't think reckon's ever been used on this show.
Take me out of the country, but you can't take the country out of me.
There we go. All right, that's it for today's Quick Hitters. Coming up next, it'll be the top of the hour. And just say Jacob Reimer's coming in. He might be listening right now because he says he's coming in hot. So we may have to we may talk a little bit.
Stretch this out a little bit.
And then the start, and then you'll see Reimer. If you're not on YouTube, get on YouTube and watch, or Facebook or Twitter.
Crying himself to sleep last night.
Yes, you will see him coming in. I don't even know if he got any sleep or not. He is in mourning today, but we'll see if we can get him to pull back the veil so we can see his pretty face, his face that's obviously adorning TV screens everywhere throughout the country now. That's coming up next. Jacob Reimer on college basketball. Morning Juice.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook: read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Boy, that camera on the tower looks good today. Looks like Vegas.
That's a good-looking city right there, boy.
Lots of lights. It's clear. We'll get Jacob Reimer on here shortly. Talk about hoops, college hoops, what happened yesterday. By the way, we spent a lot of time talking about Ohio State hoops and the men's tournament. Women's tournament starts on Saturday for Ohio State. It starts today for women's hoops. But
they got the playing games?
I think that might be what it is. Or maybe they already played the playing games. I'm not sure on that one. But I know that Saturday morning at 11:30, the Ohio State women take to the court. They'll be taking on Howard. And that game, and this is one of those things, Jay-Z, that when you are here at the station, there are things that work in your favor sometimes. And Rothman and Ice benefited yesterday from the tip time for Ohio State men's basketball because it meant they didn't have to do a show. Look who's here. He's walking right now, folks. He's Jacob Reimer. The Ohio State women, 11:30 a.m. against Howard, and that will be on the FM side. At 11:15, coverage will start, which means my Fan Sports Saturday gets cut by 45 minutes, which is really good. So
really good.
I'm excited about that. But like I said, yesterday, Rothman and Ice benefited from it. Somebody else who benefited from yesterday's college basketball schedule up until the very end. The end was very sudden. He is Jacob Reimer, 10 TV. Jacob, how are you, my friend?
I'm alive.
You're alive.
I'm alive.
I was worried about you when I saw that this morning.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough evening, a tough day with the events that just happened throughout the day. My bracket is toast. Like it's completely trash. Like it's not great. But I'm trying to look at the positive that there's more basketball on today. So we're looking at it that way.
You watch more basketball and follow it more than anybody I know, and
that's why I have the worst brackets of anybody.
Well, that's why my 9-year-old son is kicking my butt. Like my 9-year-old son's in the top 0.6% on ESPN out of the 26 million brackets.
Yeah. My dog has a better bracket than mine right now.
That's what I was going to ask you about, the dog and the daughter.
Yeah. He's got Purdue winning it. His Final Four seems legit.
Pretty solid there, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a lot better than mine.
How did you do with the dog's bracket?
So I have like just two low training treats that I will set down and assign a team to, and whichever one he goes to first is who advances.
What a good little treat for the dog, too.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of
treats. Dog gained 8 pounds yesterday. I don't know what. He's in a food coma today.
Dog loves March Madness, boy.
I think the dog gets excited for the women's bracket release, too. It's like, oh, yeah, let's do it again. Come on now. I like UConn. I don't care. Yeah, it's funny how that works sometimes with the brackets like that. By the way, let's get the dog on a podcast. What he has to say. That is market we have not tapped into yet.
Bracketologist for next year, dog.
Dogs. Yeah. If we get a dog on, think about how many other dogs would listen to it.
I mean, hey, if you give them treats, they'll definitely be down for it.
What it sounds like. That's the only reason I do this show is for treats. Okay, North Carolina's loss notwithstanding. Because, by the way, anytime now, Jay-Z, because I've got people I work with here, and I know their fandom. So when everything happens with Notre Dame, I think of Bodie. When everything with North Carolina happens now, I think of Reimer.
I'm kind of that way myself.
Yeah, it's like
now.
I don't look at it.
To learn everybody.
Yeah,
else.
when I look at it, I'm watching the game thinking, oh, boy, I bet Reimer.
As soon as I saw the score this morning, I was like, oh, Reimer, that's too bad.
Well, and just how it happened. Like they were up 19 with 15 minutes to go.
Right?
They were up 14 with 10 minutes to go, and then give up a 12-0 run. It was like the first 30 minutes, it looked like I even tweeted, I was like, I'm having fun watching North Carolina basketball. Like, this looks like how North Carolina basketball should be played. You're running in transition.
Yeah.
Henry Vasar was dominating the inside. I mean, if you told me going into the game that Derek Dixon and Seth Trimble, their 2 point guards, would combine for 12 assists, each having 6, and Henry Vasar has 4 as your center too, and they still lose that game, I would have laughed and said you're crazy. There's just no way that they are sharing it that well, playing, have these stat lines. Seth Trimble had 5 steals too. And it's like, what in the world happened? I don't understand it. Just missed free throws, turnovers down the stretch. That's what it was.
The madness of March. That's what happened.
And VCU as an 11 seed just confirms to be the most terrifying because they beat Duke as an 11 seed. They had that historic run to the Final Four as an 11 seed. Yeah. And now you beat Carolina with one of the I think the biggest blown first round lead in tournament history.
Speaking of that, it is the biggest. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah. They were up 19 and lost it. Yeah. My son this morning. So my son crawled to bed with me last night, and I try to get up. I get up and I try to be very quiet when I'm doing it. And I wake up and he starts to move around a little bit. And he said, "Dad, who won the VCU North Carolina game?" And I said, "Already VCU won in overtime." He said, "Yes, I had VCU in my bracket." Then went back to sleep, which I thought was great. So what do you think is a tougher loss, tougher way to lose? And I'm not talking about the difference in seeds, just the tougher way to lose. The way Ohio State did, falling behind and coming back and then losing on a buzzer beater that way, or the way North Carolina lost with a big lead and blowing it and then losing in overtime. Which one do you think is tougher for fans?
I think the big lead and blowing it because you dominate the entire game and then all of a sudden it's just a huge collapse.
Yeah.
Now, Ohio State, they had their run, made it a very fun game, and that's what VCU was doing. But then what North Carolina didn't do, what TCU did, was have that final then punch in the last 5 minutes. They didn't call a timeout to settle things down and stop the run and then respond that way. And Ohio State went 5 minutes without a made field goal.
Yeah.
And that's kind of then where you saw the difference there when it came down to it. It was TCU's defense. They stepped up. They made the big plays when it mattered. Jamie Dixon made a nice adjustment to turn things up in that last 5 minutes. And for North Carolina and Hubert Davis, you didn't see that in the last 5 minutes or last 10 minutes or whatever. So that I feel like it comes down to that. It comes down to coaching. And I mean, the players are out there playing, but you still got to find a way to stop any kind of momentum, especially when a lower seed like that has all that. Because when it gets late in the game, and I was talking to Adam and Nicole last night because they were there, when it gets late in the game and a possible upset is brewing, the crowd starts to turn, and you can feel it in the arena. And I know an 8-9 isn't that same thing, but there's still a lot of energy there, especially when a team is making a run. But if you're an 11 seed, like Siena, if you have a shot there at the end of the game, the crowd's going to be in it trying to see that upset. And that's exactly what happened last night.
What team's your opinion of what team changed the most in a positive way yesterday based on what you saw?
Between Ohio State and North Carolina?
No, any team. Any team players today. What team, that you said, this team's not going to do anything.
Are you a Michigan State believer now? Because, I was telling them, you almost had me switching that pick. And I asked our guy yesterday, we had from On 3, the bracketologist, I was like, our guy here is telling me that this North Dakota State team could take Michigan State. And he goes, well, I could see where he's coming from there. But.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go to that pod and I'll go with Louisville without Michael Brown Jr. And I know they kind of made it interesting letting South Florida get back into it. And they made shots. Their defense was great. I mean, South Florida was 5 of 33 from 3 and only lost by 4. So I'm just sitting there there's one of my Sweet 16 teams, and seeing that is really hurts. But that was the most popular upset pick was South Florida beating Louisville, and they looked great. They dominated for a majority of it. They were able to hold on then at the end, and then to Michigan State. The metrics and everything lined up for me to really want to take North Dakota State. And I wanted to be different. I wanted to, in case something crazy happened.
Trying to be that, go on the ledge.
Yes, and I don't trust Michigan State shooting. I feel like it can be suspect at times, and they were on last night. Their bigs dominated. They were just more athletic, and it sets up for now a fun round of 32 that I definitely did not have in my bracket. So
fair enough. Well, what going into today? We still got a lot of games to be played. First round. Who are you looking at? What games got you excited for today?
I think Texas Tech and Akron is going to be a shootout. That's going to be a really fun up and down game. I was going back and forth on that. I know Akron was a pretty popular upset pick, but I couldn't get myself to fade Christian Anderson and Grant McCaslin, the point guard coaching combo. Like, that's one of the best in the country. I know the JT Toppin injury is a factor, but Texas Tech, I've watched them a lot this year. They just have a bunch of junkyard dogs, and they're going to go out there and hoop. They're going to shoot it well. Like, this is going to be a very high scoring, entertaining game, I think, because both teams love to get up and down. And then the same game in that pod with Alabama and Hofstra, two completely different styles, but in my bracket, I have Hofstra. I love Cruz Davis and Preston Edmeade, the backcourt tandem of those two, and Speedy Claxton. I think it would be a really cool story. And I know in March we're always looking for a possible story to happen. Speedy Claxton played at Hofstra, never got to the NCAA tournament. They went the year after he left Hofstra, and he went to the NBA. Then he came back and was an assistant, and now is their head coach and leads them there. So I feel like that'd be a pretty cool story. But they're going to have to really slow down Alabama, and that's a really tall task to do because they just love to run it up and down.
You've got Akron playing Texas Tech today. That game tips off around 12:40. Miami of Ohio taking on Tennessee.
I'm interested for that one to see how Tennessee defends Miami, because if you watch that game in the first four, the paint was wide open the entire time, and Tennessee's big. You're gonna make their bigs extend out and guard on the perimeter, and if Miami's staying hot like they were in Dayton, like they could be in for a deep run, I think.
And then Wright State, Virginia. Does Wright State have any shot against Virginia, you think?
I mean, Virginia hasn't won an NCAA tournament game since their national championship in 2019. Right. So, just that program is hungry to finally get a win and stop being upset. Wright State's been awesome this year. I could see it being a competitive game. They've got the size that can match and hang with Virginia, but Virginia's a different Virginia than under Tony Bennett. Like, their offense is significantly better, and they get up and down a little bit. So I think it can be competitive for the most part, but Virginia will probably pull away at the end.
How about my Cats today, Santa Clara?
That's going to be another fun game.
Oh, is it? Don't tell me that.
That's going to be another fun game to start the day. I mean, you kind of got to look at it as how not the same, but Michigan State, North Dakota State, Kentucky's a lot more athletic, and that I think can play a big factor, which, I mean, they're two really good offenses, so that's going to be really cool to see to start the day. I think that'll be a very, kind of like Ohio State TCU yesterday, just a fun game to start the day.
When you look at the games today that are going on, and I mean, all the way through, even the Missouri-Miami game at the very end of the night is probably going to keep me awake later than I should be.
It's in St. Louis, too. Pro Mizzou crowd.
You're right, that is. That's correct. Yeah, in St. Louis there. But the Big Ten teams in action today. I know Iowa is a slight favorite in their game against Clemson. You also have Purdue playing today. They are going
they play Queens.
Queens, that's right. Oh, that's Queens team. The Big Ten, how do you expect them to perform today? Is any team in real danger there? And then also, how do you think the Big Ten's look so far?
I think Purdue will be fine, especially the way they've looked in the Big Ten tournament. Iowa against Clemson was one of my more confident picks.
Yeah.
They're very similar styles. Both love to play slow, and at the end of the day, I'm going to take Bennett Sturtz and Ben McCollum, that tandem of point guard and coaching. You saw it last year in the tournament when they were at Drake. They beat Mizzou as a 6-11 upset, and I feel like Bennett Sturtz has been one of the best guards in the country, and at the end of the day, guards win you games in March. So that's what it's going to come down to for me, and that was one of my – it's very similar, and Iowa is more disciplined defensively. So I'm gonna take Iowa there. I mean, it's been great. You've seen the top teams be strong, like Michigan State. Michigan, they had a little scare in the first half with Howard, but they ended up turning into themselves in the second half and pulled through. Who else played yesterday? There was Michigan State, Illinois. They
scored 105.
I think three teams
they
scored
fill it
100.
up like that.
Yeah,
typically.
I think they're second in offensive efficiency, right there behind Purdue. So they can really score the basketball. If they're scoring like that, I mean, I felt like their path to the Sweet 16 was really easy to begin with, but it just got even easier now with North Carolina getting knocked out, but that can give them a lot of momentum heading into the second weekend, where I know you have to go to Houston, potentially having to play Houston, which won't be easy. But if your offense is clicking like this, they can definitely compete.
The other team I forgot to mention, because they're not supposed to be in the Big Ten, was UCLA. They played today. Every time I see UCLA, I want to punch Mick Cronin in the face. He annoys the hell out of me.
Yes, but
what a comeback for him.
Don't you want nothing more than UConn and UCLA to both advance in this pod so we can get Dan Hurley versus Mick Cronin?
Oh, that'd be fun, yes.
And just see who's
going to melt down first, or who's going to throw their team under the bus first.
I almost would rather have a coaching cam on that game.
You're right, yes. Yeah. What I'd like to do is have each coach have a camera on his head.
Yes.
So I can see how many times they nod their heads no about the referee or something, and see how nuts they go, how much it shakes when they're jumping up and down. Another game, so like I say, yell at Mick Cronin. But yesterday, I'm watching that Duke Siena game.
Okay.
And Jerry McNamara, who will be the next head coach at Syracuse. I think it's not much of a secret there.
I think so, too.
But with like 3 minutes left of the game, he had not made a substitution yet.
It was unbelievable.
I'm sitting yelling at the screen like, they're not going to be fresh. But now they competed. They took me like, I can't believe I've never seen a coach do that.
If that upset happened, given all the circumstances, it would have been the greatest upset of all time. There would not have been like Duke is analytically the greatest team of all time, and because he's literally playing all 5 guys the entire game. If they ended up pulling that off, it would have been. I don't know if anything would have ever topped it. It would have taken something. It would take something really special.
Yes, I'm looking at it. I thought either McNamara's going to be a genius, or I'm going to call him an idiot for not subbing at all.
Hey, you want to go out with your guys, I guess. You know.
Yeah, but how ticked is your bench player's going to be?
I gotta admit, I didn't follow Siena like extremely a lot, but
is this something that he's done throughout the season?
Yeah, I don't know how much he uses his bench. If it's a common thing. But I mean, going like
biggest game of the year, you know.
Look, you want to go down with your guys, I guess. There was a guy that was even limping most of the second half, and it's just like
you're gonna play through it.
And you could see it there at the end of the game too, where like Duke kind of had an extended possession of offensive rebounds, and like they're being chased out towards the half court line, and like they're heavy on their feet on closeouts and just getting beat easily. It's just like, yeah, those dudes are gassed. If you want to pull off a big upset like that, you need to have a guy come in off the bench.
You gotta have at least 1 or 2 come off the bench that gives you 10 points or something along those lines.
I mean, look at High Point yesterday beating Wisconsin and Chase Johnston.
Is that 99?
99,
yeah.
yes.
That kid was on fire.
It was unbelievable.
It was nuts.
That's the thing. Look at Jack Golke a few years ago. That was who everybody was looking at to be this year's Jack Golke. The layup that he had to win the game was his first made 2-pointer of the season.
And he'd only taken like 4 all year,
He'd only taken 4 of them. Yes, he was 0 for 4 on Tuesday.
The guy is out of control. But the shots he was putting up,
that's
March Madness, man.
Like, what are we doing?
He was off balance, just bottom of the net every time down the stretch.
I don't know if you picked up on this, Jacob, but Jay-Z missed an incredible opportunity there to say, I've got 99 problems, but a 3 ain't one. He didn't do it because he is Jay-Z, and that's a Jay-Z line, but that's okay. We won't get into that.
It'd have been 2 on brand.
You're right. You're right. Let the fans do it, right? Let the other people do it. That's right. That's right. Jacob, thanks for the time. Yep. What are you doing today?
I will be on Bishop and Friends today, and I got the show sheet last night, and the very first segment was a wellness check on Reimer. So.
That's good. That's good. So check that out from 9 a.m. to noon over on the FM side. Thanks for the time, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, thank you guys for having me in this morning. It was fun.
That was 10 TV's Jacob Reimer. He's going to slum it today and be on the radio as opposed to going out and being on TV.
Putting that pretty face all over the TVs.
You know, he said he talked to King and Nicole last night. He didn't say it was on TV or not. So I'm assuming it was. I talked to them. Yeah, I had a chance to chat, to catch up with them. By the way, if you were at the casino yesterday, I hope you had a good time. The Scotty Vegas and Dave Biddle were out there from noon to 5. And but in all reality, Scotty Vegas, I think, was out there from 11 to 11, if not later. And talk about a wellness check. Got to do one there on Scotty Vegas. They're back there again today, though, from noon to 5, at least noon to 5. Noon to 5 officially with the Fan at the Hollywood Casino there at the Sportsbook. Lots of fun, lots of games going on, cool stuff to do. But they'll be out there today. And I keep trying to. I keep wanting to get out there one of these things, but I can't get away from work. I'd love to go out there and do it, but it also, I think that it would. I don't think I'd ever leave. If I go there to start, like I would just, like on Thursday night, I would say, I'm just going to spend the night here. You know, just get up in the morning and just get after it again. Is the way I
saw a picture of that new hotel that's supposed to be out there.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It looks real nice.
It's
yeah,
humongous. I was out there with him yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh,
you were? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic.
I was wondering because of the picture, I'm like, how big is this going to be? They probably don't need that many rooms, but
it's humongous, like
really?
Unbelievably big next to the casino. But it was a blast out there until the Buckeyes lost. You should have seen Scotty Vegas. Oh my gosh, he was a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, listen, he has like a when you watch, he's put a video before on when he's watching Ohio State basketball games at home, and he's got like this like a service balloon that he has to like hold and massage, like he's holding this balloon. So it's like having a service dog, but he's having to stay as a service balloon, wanted to help him with his mood right there, and he's sitting there squeezing it all the time.
Really?
It's that's Scotty. Yeah, you're right. It's a different experience watching an Ohio State game with Scotty.
I can't be sure. It was hilarious as the comeback is ensuing, watching his range of emotions. I'm a pretty emotional Ohio State fan, but I've never been with someone that is more like over the top to end of the world. And it was happening possession by possession. It was hilarious. It was fantastic.
We had a guy, we used to go out to Vegas, and he was the same kind of way as far as the emotions. And we're out there March Madness one year, and a game's going on. It's like still in the first half, and he's convinced he's going to lose his game bet, like from that. And he takes his bet ticket, crumbles it up, and throws it on the ground.
In the first half?
In the first half, throws it on the ground. But it's nearby him, but he throws it down. And about 10 minutes later, the game changes, and he picks it back up and opens it up. And he tells me then, the key is don't ever tear it. If you rip it in half, they won't honor it. But if it's just crumbled and kind of wrinkled, they'll still take it if you win. And so
it's not his first time.
Right, not his first time doing
he
that.
may have ripped one up before.
Right, he's the same guy who go out and shoot regularly shoot 74 on the golf course, 75. But then he makes a bogey on a hole or a double bogey and he wants to quit. He's like, all of a sudden, my round is done. I can't do it. But yeah, go to the casino today though. Are you out there today then also?
I'm not. I have to work today.
Okay. All right. But I love how when we're here, we never say we're working, but we always have to work. I got to work after this too. I do. I'm with you. I got my other job. I got to go work after this. This is not work for me. Coming up next, we'll tell you what's got us juice. Morning Juice.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here.
And it's Berm from the Austin and Berm Show.
Berm and I have both done Awaken 180, which honestly should tell people something right there.
Right. It tells you that if it can work for you and me, it can work for anybody.
Because neither one of us has exactly been out here living or were living like a fitness influencer.
No, not unless you count fitness fast food tacos in my mouth.
You treated fast food like it was a love language.
I loved it, and I still do.
And look, that's fair, but that's also why Awaken 180 works for people listening right now. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to know what you're doing.
No, what you need is a plan. You need someone to help bring you along, and Awaken 180 does that. They tell you what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, and how to make it fit your life.
I lost 50 pounds with Awaken 180, then another 5 in free maintenance.
For me, it was 35. I'm in maintenance, and I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years.
This isn't just for some tiny group of people who already have it all figured out.
Nope, it works for real people with busy lives who are on the go just like us.
You know, if you're just tired of carrying that weight around, do what we did. It sounds like a lot of people out there can do exactly what Awaken 180 did for us.
Yeah, go to awaken180weightloss.com now.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year,
DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
By the way, somebody is in the wrong chat. Bearded Buckabilly. He chimes in. Tyvis, was you as jacked as you looked firing the cannon last night? Blue Jackets came through big for you. I will share that text I'll share that information with Tyvis because he'll be very excited someone thinks he's jacked.
Must have been the sweatshirt on underneath of the hockey jersey.
He had one of those shirts like I've got, like the really tight
It has muscles
undershirt.
underneath of it.
It has muscle underneath and also just like it pushes your stomach in. I've got one of those. It's a pain to put on and take off.
But you look good while you're wearing it.
I look better. I don't say good. I'd say I look better. I wouldn't say good. Good's kind of that's a bit of a reach there. Peter wants to know if I'm the next sponsor for Waco 180. Listen, Peter, I've already told the salesperson if they want me, I'll do it. And no one's doing it. So either I'm not fat enough or not popular enough. So I've got to figure out which one it is.
Fatter, and
that's what I'm thinking.
We'll start there.
Yeah, we'll start with the fat.
Yeah, we'll start with just getting fatter.
Yes, and then we'll see.
And then we'll see if it's just a cool.
Yeah, then it's just I'm not. It's like when who was it? Oh, it was Dave Chappelle said he wondered why he didn't get invited to the Diddy parties. And he said, for a long time, I wondered why, am I not, he said, I wondered why am I not getting invited? And he said, I'm plenty famous. There's other people that went there were more famous than me. And he said, then I realized I'm just ugly. That's what it was. So maybe it's just,
didn't want me at those
yes, that's what it was. All right, let's do What's Got You Juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, it's Friday. Actually, I screwed it up, Isaiah. I told you earlier. It's Friday. Bobby goes first.
Oh, I wasn't ready to go
I know
first.
you were. It doesn't matter. Sorry. Now, I forgot what the rule was.
Tito, come on.
I know. I sprung it on you there.
He was just starting to think of what has him juiced this morning.
Yeah, I was just starting to think about
Do you want to go the other way around?
No, I got it.
I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but I've heard
easy.
you can call an audible.
It's easy. No,
Okay.
they didn't let me call audibles. I did too many of them.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Juice today, gosh, it's Friday, so that's awesome. There's a bunch of basketball on. I don't have a 4:40 wake up tomorrow morning, so I'm probably going to have a couple cold ones this afternoon and watch some basketball and not have to worry about how I'm going to feel in the morning when I wake up. So I'm kind of juiced about that. And this is, it's not strange, but my kids they're on spring break this week.
Right.
And so since Wednesday morning, they've been with my wife's mom over at the cousin's house.
Okay.
Because she's babysitting them. And so she took our two kids. And so I've had a house empty since Wednesday. It's great, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it's so quiet.
Yeah.
And with just the two of us, there. So we actually got to watch a show last night. But I'm kind of juiced to get them back today because it's kind of like when you're used to the chaos and you walk in and it's just like, where is everybody? Like, it's kind of a strange feeling.
When my kids go away like that, and I love my kids, no offense.
We all love our kids,
right?
yes.
With all due respect, I really enjoy like the first 36 to 48 hours. Yeah. And I start thinking to myself, boy, if I never got married, if I was single,
Remember these days.
Right, but then I've also got like that friend. I've got a friend who's never been married, no kids, lives the best life. Like tons of disposable income, goes wherever he wants, whatever he wants, all that stuff. And now, granted, I love my kids. It's been great. I'm not saying, but just like the first 36, 48 hours, like, I can get used to this. But then after a while, it's
you're like, this is what it used to be like.
I know.
Before.
It's
like, wow. You want to watch a show tonight? We got nothing to do.
Exactly. I wish I had video of me back then, just so I could look back and say, man, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Remember, what is it about being in the good old days when you're in the good old days?
Never realized.
Yeah. I
say the same thing every time because I am so busy working, I don't like taking days off and all this. A lot of times my wife will take the kids they'll go away somewhere for a weekend or they might go on vacation with another family or something, whatever it is. Anyway, and I always say, you know what I'm going to do while you're gone, sweetheart? And she says, what? I said, whatever the hell I want. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
All right, what Slags got to say?
I'm one of those people like, Seth, listen, man, if that's me, I was like, take me out, drop me off in a national park for 7 days with a 30-30, and if I come back to that spot like in 7 days later, I'm good to go for another 10.
He's something else, man. I could do that all day.
Yes.
What's got you juiced?
It's hilarious that yours was you missing your kids, Jay-Z, because mine is nearly the exact opposite. I've been by myself because my fiance just recently moved to Tennessee, unfortunately. She's going to get her doctorate to become a veterinarian, right?
Okay.
Good for me. But right now I'm living by myself. So this is the first time that she hasn't lived with me in the past, 3 years.
Right.
And the key is, it's not her that I'm missing. I do miss her. It's not her that I'm missing. She took my dog down there.
She took the dog.
She took my dog.
Oh, but the freedom you have now. Because you don't have to worry about letting the dog out or anything.
There's so much freedom, but I've had this dog. He was mine. He's 5 years old.
Okay.
So I got him when he was a puppy.
It's hers now.
And me and my fiance have been together for a little over 3 years.
Right.
So she met him after, me and him already knew each other.
Yeah.
But obviously he's dog mom Foley now, and she's becoming a vet, so he's in great care.
It just makes sense, yeah.
That's fair, yes.
But she moved down there, and so this is the longest I've been without him. It's now been 3 months that he's been down there. And I know that he's missing me.
Right.
But he's coming back this weekend. So that has me juiced.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see my dog, Jim. He's a basset hound. I'm excited to see Jim when he comes back. I'm going to be overjoyed. But I still have, I can't believe she took him. It's kind of ridiculous.
A couple of questions here.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, he's coming back.
She's
not?
No, she's coming back too. I miss her.
No, that's what
I miss her,
listen
I
to me.
swear.
If she's listening to the show, I'm telling you right now, you just made a huge mistake. Because all you talked about in that whole time when you said, he's coming back, I was thinking, wait, is he driving himself?
He's just making the parallel to my kids. And
I
the
know,
dog.
I understand. Look, I get it though, but I'm just saying, you just said you damn near pulled a Carpenter and teared up talking about seeing your dog again. Now, I will say this. This is genius by you, because it's the equivalent of marrying a pediatrician. You're marrying a vet. You don't have to, you get self-check at home there.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? I spent so much damn money and time, the dog threw up or whatever. I got to figure out, we got to go to the vet, stay in line, all this stuff, wait, and then all this stuff. You
skipped it.
You get the benefit of all
all
that.
the animals you want. You don't have to leave the house with them. That's
I
great.
love it. It has been fantastic since she's full on vet mode now.
Yeah.
I'm I don't want to be paying for the vet. It pisses me off every time I go.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm how is it so much money? And she's well, this is why it's so much money. I'm I don't want to hear you tell me why it's so much money.
You charge everybody else all that money.
Yeah, exactly. Not me. I'm can't you just fix him? You've known him for a long time. What's wrong with him?
Well, when you say fix him, let's be careful how we do that. Fix him might mean something else. And I got fixed a while back, but I'm just saying. I don't want to say that. That's good. See, that's the thing. When you marry, you should consider either what your wife is doing or what she strives to do, or your spouse. Let's say your spouse, because there are certain good discounts in life where you might trade off some personality flaw, or something else because you're going to get a discount on something else later on. Marry an accountant, marry a doctor.
I get my teeth taken care of.
Right. You see, there you go. It's right, the desk. Yeah. Right, that kind of thing. You look at a really good auto mechanic, something like that.
You got to have something. You have to have something. On the very first date, we were talking. I said, "What is your job? What do you want to do?" And she said, "I want to become a veterinarian." And I said, "That's great. I work in radio. That means I can work in radio forever. Let's get this thing rolling."
You got to bring something, and it's I do. I do radio.
But now here's the thing: as I'm talking through, oftentimes, folks, when I start talking through things, going through my feelings on the radio, I realize something I didn't realize before. And as we're talking about this now, I just realized I bring nothing to the table.
I just realized that myself.
Same. Look at the three of us.
Except for my devilishly good looks.
No, but listen,
that's what we have, Jay.
That's right.
I got a feeling you're handy.
I can be, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I got a feeling that you are also probably handy in some ways. Can you?
Handy enough.
Okay.
For her, I am. She thinks I'm handy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Other men, I don't know.
Yeah.
I am the most non-handy person you'll ever meet. My wife does not let me edge the lawn.
Really?
Because I don't do it the right way. I do it the wrong way.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know, look, I know. That's
one of those you do it wrong the first time, so then she...
That's what... If you do it that way,
over.
She'll say... So I can't believe... If it's important to her and she looks at it and says, wait, what... break a couple of nice dishes when you're loading the dishwasher. Another tip there from the once divorced so far, Tito. Those are great things
I love
right
the
there.
dishwasher because nobody else in the house knows how to do it correctly.
Screw up the laundry one time. You know what I mean? The minute that expensive sweater, look, it might be like a $150 sweater or something got ruined. It's worth it, though. If you don't get trusted,
you don't have to do the
all of a sudden
laundry.
my laundry load, yes.
Soak it one time.
Yes, my laundry load got cut in half when I did that. So those are things that I do. My wife brought the toolbox into the relationship. I didn't have one at the time, so things like that. So what's got me juiced? Dobes and Drums says Tito can operate a microwave. That's true. I can't do that. I can't fix it. If something goes wrong with it, I just hit reset on anything that's broken. Let's see what's got me juiced. Yes, the basketball today. I had a lot of fun watching a lot of the hoops yesterday while I was working. That's one of the lovely, one of the many benefits being able to work from home with my day job is that I can have it on the background and follow the games and things like that. And so I look forward to that again today. Yesterday was a great day. The Jackets run. I got a message from a buddy of mine, Brian, who was at the game last night, and I want to get the message right, make sure I got it here if I can find it here. But Brian said something to the effect of that he was at the game last night, or he watched the game last night, and mentioned that he got like he cried when with the Jackets. He said it could have been the beer, but he said that he did get emotional watching the game. I was at the game tonight. Sat behind Tyvus and his friend. I think it was his wife. I hope it was his wife.
And his friend.
Could be breaking news on this one.
Fingers crossed.
May have to ask Tyvus about that one. Anyway, when the game ended, I might have started crying a little. I'll blame it on all the beers. But CR Jackets, the top 3 teams in the division, I got emotional. So, yes, that's a cool thing. You know, think about the year we've had for Columbus, just this 2026 so far for sports in Central Ohio, with the Jackets making this playoff run, Ohio State making the run they made to get in the tournament. Ohio State women play on Saturday in their first round tournament and get to host again. It is a fantastic. The Cavs are doing well. Not that I'm a Cavs fan. I know
Spring
you
football's back.
Spring football's back. First and foremost, that's the top of the list. Yes. Just ask Titus. But yes, so but the year we've had so far has been fun. Yesterday, yes, tough loss, but it was great to see Ohio State be able to come back from that deficit and see Diebler and these guys do what they did. I know Jay-Z tried to throw water on it by talking about everybody transferring out of the program now.
I'm not saying everybody's going to, but the possibility is real.
That's what it sounded like to me. But it can't happen. I need Bynum. Bynum looks so...
yeah.
You know?
That's the one that scares me. Because everybody else is seeing it too.
You know what? Because by the way, that's right now. Reimer's looking at it and saying, you know what? You look really good in Carolina blue. Or Duke. I mean, that's...
He could be a piece for somebody. That's when you hear Jake talk about we're turning the page tomorrow.
Yeah,
he's dealing with all that kind of stuff right now.
He's the first page.
That's
I'm
right.
First page is
right. Yes.
How much money do we have? And player A gets that.
And they could be so good next year again. They're going to miss Thornton, but with the guy getting all these guys back now again.
Well, you're bringing a 5-star and a 4-star.
Yeah, it's So that's got me juiced. Yeah, today's basketball has me juiced. The whole weekend, it's almost depressing to think that by the end of Sunday we'll be down to 16 teams because yesterday and today are so much fun with all these
Saturday,
games.
Sunday are gonna be like, oh, it's noon. Where's the games at? Because they start, or maybe they do start at noon.
I think there might be like a noon and then like a 2:30 and then a couple of 5, something like that. Yeah, they kind of staggered after that, but it is different after that. But yes, so these first 2 days, the 2 best sports days of the year, in my opinion, until we get to maybe the first week of college football, then that'll be the best week of the year for me. And then we get to the bowl games. That'll be the best in Michigan week, all that stuff. I will say those are the best weeks of the year. But right now, because I'm a prisoner of the moment and I am very short-sighted, I would say these are the 2 greatest days of the year. All right, folks, if you're on the chat, get your questions in for Ask AJ. AJ Hawk joins us next. Morning Juice.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. In sports, winning isn't just about points on the board, it's about dollars off of it. From billion-dollar TV deals to player contracts worth more than entire franchises once were, today's games are run on smart financial strategy. And just like a championship team, success comes from planning, discipline, and long-term vision. That's the same approach your money deserves. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Thanks, Bobby. Those core values are the foundation for any successful business. Because whether it's building a roster or building your future, strong fundamentals matter. At Riverside Bank of Dublin, we look at every deal and every opportunity with our core values in mind.
That's right, Chuck.
It can take 2 years like it did in Bloomington, or 10, but sustainable success comes from fundamentals done right. Riverside Bank of Dublin, rooted in the community, focused on relationships, and committed to helping our clients win financially. Look for our new branch location in Bridge Park in Dublin.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part? Knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
Folks, there's never been in the history of Evers a better way to end our week on Morning Juice with this guy.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
A.J. Hawk joins us now. Morning Juice. A.J., good morning. How much basketball did you consume yesterday?
Yeah, I watched a decent amount. I'd say, probably I'm sure there's plenty of people that watched a little bit more than I did. I didn't really take it deep into the night like a lot of people, but I was excited early on, of course, watching the Bucks early. Wish they would have gotten a win, but yeah, it was a fun day. This first weekend, I haven't watched a ton of college basketball, I guess, over the course of the regular season, but I'm excited. This whole weekend is going to be fun.
Are you like everybody else? Didn't watch a lot of basketball, but filled out a bracket, and you got the family, competition going on. Do you guys do any of that?
Oh yeah, my daughter actually set one up for all of us, and she's actually pretty pissed that her younger two brothers didn't get on and fill their brackets out in time, didn't get it situated. But yeah, we do. I got a little family one. I got a couple of different ones. My 13-year-old son, he likes to set up a couple of different brackets too. So I have multiple brackets out there now, so that's the problem because I don't really know what's going on. I need to print them out like an old guy, and make sure I'm
yeah, that's
them
easiest.
off and hanging them on the fridge. Yeah, hang them on the fridge and check them off because I don't want to keep checking my phone.
No offense to old people everywhere. He just say anybody who prints out a bracket is old. That'd be a great poll question too. If you print out your bracket, are you old? AJ, Ohio State, big deficit yesterday, came back, damn near pulled it off and lost. On the flip side, North Carolina had a big lead, they blew the biggest lead in NCAA tournament for their school history, I think, in NCAA tournament games, but they blew a 19-point lead. So they blew a lead, and they lost in overtime. When you were a player, which one is more difficult to absorb? Now, you're losing both of them, but coming back from a big deficit and losing, or blowing a big lead and losing?
Oh man, I mean, both of them aren't a whole lot of fun. But I'd say having holding a big lead and then letting the team take it away from you and win. That's tough because it is true. It's hard to no matter what the sport is, like it's tough to play with a lead, especially like a big lead. You see sometimes in college football or the NFL, a team gets a big lead and they have a hard time holding onto it. I think the basketball is that way. But yeah, I'd rather, I guess, fight back from a big deficit and then come up just short. At least you can, there's no moral victories, but at least people will be talking about moral victories after that one.
Yeah, no moral victories. But as far as the Ohio State basketball program goes, making it back to, the dance the first time in 4 years, the way they kind of finished the season, is there a little moral victory in just how the program is kind of feeling, at the end of this year going in, to give us a little excitement, enthusiasm going into next year?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think, like you said, there's no moral victory, but it was like it was an awesome game, honestly, watching, and especially with how much they were down early in the halftime and coming back and just fighting and making it an awesome game. You said no moral victory, but I feel good about it. I feel good about the path that they're on. That's what's weird about, the college basketball season. Like whatever happens during the regular season, how'd you do in the tournament? That's what it seems to be right now. And I think the Bucks, the arrow is pointing up for them. Honestly, I think next year there's a lot of people excited about it, especially once the sting of this loss kind of wears off.
Got a series of these now, AJ. Get ready. It's rapid fire. I got to play hang on, jingle. Yeah, here we go.
If you come to a fork in the road, ask AJ, he'll help you know. Helmet shining, number 47 bold, he'll point you right where you should go. Just ask AJ.
David wants to know, how many meals a week include chicken?
Man, almost all of them, but I'd say, 75% probably.
All right. Patrick wants to know, had football not worked out, what did you want to do or be for a career?
I wanted to be a cop. I was a criminology major at Ohio State. So I was planning on being a police officer of some sort. Still, you never know. Who knows? If they don't make me run distance, maybe I could pass the test. Maybe I might try to check back into that someday.
There we go. Martin says, is there a team you wanted or you wished you could have played for that you didn't get the chance to?
Oh, man. I always said it my whole time I was in Green Bay. I was there 9 years, and I remember telling myself, like, that'd be cool to go back and play for the Bengals at some point in my career. And luckily, I was able to go there and play for one season. So I kind of checked it off. Checked it off of the box of where I wanted to play. When I was in the league, the Patriots were definitely on their run. They had that mystique, that aura about them. I always was curious to what it would be like to play for a Bill Belichick coach team. So maybe the Patriots back then.
Emily wants to know, what buzzwords are you hoping to hear come out of spring ball that will tell you the team's on the right path? Are there certain buzzwords you need to hear when people are talking about this Ohio State team, coaches or players or what they're saying?
I mean, do you guys have any examples of good buzzwords? I don't know.
Legend Bay has been talked about as a Curtis Samuel, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah.
And that's kind of buzzwords-ish.
Versatile, yes. Tough, things like that.
Generational talent,
yes.
Maybe you might do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough. I want, I don't know. I guess I want everyone coming out of spring ball healthy. That's my plan. That's the key for me. So that'd be the buzzwords. But yeah, I tell you what, guys I haven't been over there to watch practice yet, but from everything I'm seeing, they like what a lot of these young guys are doing. So I'm excited.
The pre-Cana person that you gave marital advice to, Little Italy wants to know, ask AJ, favorite pizza topping or March Madness snack?
I'm pretty basic. I like cheese or pepperoni pizza. I don't like adding too much to it. I always, in my brain, pizza is pizza. We don't need to put 75 ingredients on it. So I love basic pepperoni or cheese. And snack, man, I'm like a crunchy guy. I like granola stuff. I like Chex Mix, all those kind of things. It's tough for me to go through a gas station and not buy one of those big bags of Chex Mix.
Emily also wants to know, who's your favorite Buckeye?
Of all time?
I don't know. That's a question. You can answer any way you want to. You can answer current Buckeye or all-time favorite Buckeye.
All-time favorite Buckeye, I mean, Luke Fickell, no question. Has to be.
Yeah, he was something else here.
Bad man.
He was a bad man. Yes, hoping he turns it around at Wisconsin this year. That'd be good. So with March Madness now in full swing, and we had somebody, I think it was Mark Titus, came out yesterday and said, the former Buckeye, and said that Ohio State basketball fans are the worst. They just helicopter in January or February. Other than that, they don't really care about it because all they care about is football. And what I agreed with was that, yes, fans do helicopter in, but that's because Ohio State football is such a beast and such a big thing, and that's the way it's promoted, and that's the way Ohio State, I think, wants it to be. Do you think Ohio State could become a basketball school?
I mean, no, it can't become a basketball school. I mean, the football is just so ingrained in everybody here. But they could definitely, I think, no, people are dying for Ohio State basketball to win games. I mean, go to a game, you see, like, people are juiced. Like, people are pumped. I know there's been some things when there's not as many people in the arena as there should be at times. But, no, I think they could become a much bigger basketball school for sure. The more wins you get. But, I mean, yeah, I think Columbus and especially Ohio State fans, like, they want the Buckeyes to win in all sports. And I think they would absolutely get behind the basketball squad if they go on like a generational run here in the next 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, you saw senior day for the basketball team. It was packed in there. Bruce Thornton goes and gets the scoring record. I mean, it was the loudest that it had been in a long time. But football is king. And with that being said, spring ball did start 51 new guys. Could you imagine being on a team where that many new guys are coming in, like, for the start of practice? How do you think, like, a position room goes when you're bringing in 2 or 3 new dudes who are 3-4 year guys in college? Like, how weird would that have been?
Yeah, these guys, like, players now it is weird with all the movement, like you said, 51 new guys. Not only do the players, like, you got to learn your new teammates every 6 months or whatever. The coaches have to learn the names and figure that out. But yeah, it would be. I guess you got to be very confident in what your play is. And I mean, they always say iron sharpens iron. Like, like, hey, I can't even relax for 5 seconds because there's going to be someone else in here to take my job. So I guess that is a good thing as far as, like, the quality on the field and how your production's going to be. But yeah, I would imagine as a coach, there's a lot to try to, bring these new guys in and work them in and get them reps when you have guys that feel like they should be getting reps and doing things. So every time you get an opportunity, you got to really, really make the most of it. So I think it's going to make teams better. But yeah, the team culture and the camaraderie, I'm sure that is a different thing and a little tougher to navigate with new guys coming in and out so much.
So the OHSAA boys state basketball championship is this weekend, and they do something every year where they have Circle of Champions honorees that they put in this year. And this year they have 5 they are putting in, Orlando Pace being one of them, Paris Johnson Jr., and also one Brady Quinn. And I wonder if, first, did you know that? Second, did Brady tell you that? Or did you find out about otherwise? I think it'd be kind of a jerk move if he told you. Just say, hey, just so you know, I'm doing this. And then third, I was listening to a radio show this week, and I had heard somebody say that Brady Quinn is so handsome, he looks like AI. How do you react to that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, Brady. You could say that he looks like AI. You could say he even acts like an AI robot at times as well. I did not. I'm learning that right now. So he's going into the circle. What do you call it?
Circle of Champions. It's a Circle of Champions. Yes, that awesome. They do.
Good good company he's going with as well. Is that so? He's going to be down there in person?
Honestly, look, you know him better than I do. I would think he would be, but who knows? He's so AI. He might send somebody else on his behalf. I would imagine he'd be there. There's not much going on right now. I would think for Quinn. I would think he'd be able to be there. And the fact Pace is there. Usually the guys are there if they're still alive. Usually they show up because I've seen it before if they're still alive. Remember Randy Gradishar got inducted a few years back and all that. So yeah, normally they would be in there. So I would think he would be. And I'm a little bit disappointed he didn't send you a text to tell you the fact he's being humble about it because I want to hate him because he's AI.
Yeah, I'll have to. I run into him a decent amount, so I'll have to say something to him. Yeah, I can't believe we didn't get the invite to come on down, which, we're all over. We wouldn't have come anyway. We got kids tournaments in different. We're splitting up the family. Have to go to different tournaments at different spots this weekend, but. Yeah, good for him. I'm glad. I hope he has to give a speech. He's great at that. Give him the mic. Make him give a speech. I hope too.
By the way, the fact that he didn't now I think he is kind of being jerky. The fact he didn't, because a lot of times people out there with their family and they'll put like families out there with them, and sometimes people show up with like 15 people on the court with them, and the fact that. Either you're not in the top 15. Either you're not in the top 15, or you just.
I think I watched him go into the Dublin Kaufman Hall of Fame. I think I remember being in person for that. Maybe that was his sister, actually, Kelly, who I went and saw her induction. But yeah, I would have gone. You know what? I'm gonna make a call right after.
There you go. Get on that list. Get on the invite list.
I take my kids down to the bus stop. My youngest one's here in a little bit, and I throw like like they just catch footballs the whole time. They catch like 50 balls before the bus comes, and if they drop the last one before the bus, as the bus is pulling up, like that's the most nerve-wracking throw of the day for me, because if I throw a bad ball and they drop it, they'll lose their mind. They're not getting on the bus until they catch it. So we'll hold up the whole bus. And I usually see Brady, he'll drive by at some point. So I'm going to stop him. I'm going to go out on the road and actually stop him and confront him about this, because I should have known about his whole induction this weekend.
All right. Are you going to be on with us next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in town.
Okay, good. So I want to make sure, because I was going to ask you a question about marital advice, but I'm going to save it for next week now. And also I want to hear what happens when and now we've got it on record. AJ Hawk confronts Brady Quinn. Doesn't just talk about, confronts him. Sounds much more physical, and I like that, and I appreciate that. And we'll see if he takes a knee because he sees the linebacker coming at him. He's an AI quarterback. Thanks for the time, AJ. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you.
That was AJ Hawk. I hope he confronts him.
I think he will.
A good confrontation. That would make for good radio if he confronts.
And then the school bus pulls up and they see the confrontation.
Right.
And, that'd be great. All the kids will be screaming. It'd be awesome.
Confront to me means there's a finger pointing in the face or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's close. It's
maybe a slap on the hood of the
right,
car.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a conversation. Confrontation and conversation, two totally different things.
Two totally different.
In front of your children's even better.
So much better.
Not just your children, the school bus.
School.
Yeah.
Like
all your kids' friends.
All the kids' friends. Even like, so like
they're talking about it all day in school.
It's going to span all grades.
I saw Hawk and Quinn getting after it today.
And then it'll blow up on social media.
Yeah.
I was going to say I need to start following some of these elementary school kids on Twitter, but I don't think that'd be a good idea. Now,
cutting that up.
Speaking that out loud, say it out loud, not a good idea. But hey, if you're listening, I'm at It Happens on Twitter. I'd love to put that out there if you want to follow me and keep me updated on the confrontation between Hawk and Quinn. Family crime, family on family crime there, which is great. So it's been a great week. Jay-Z, I've enjoyed seeing you. I'm going to miss you next week now.
Gosh, three days this week.
Yes.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yes. Isaiah, I appreciate you filling in today for Bodie.
One day this week. It's been a lot of fun.
That's right. Made a lot of memories.
And it's Friday, so it's just like you go right into the week.
Right. I hope Bodie's enjoying his Friday. Yesterday was his Friday. I guess
He's still
it's
sleeping
Saturday
right now, isn't he?
He probably still is sleeping, knowing Bodie. Because I know that's what I try to do all the time. If I have a day off, like I hibernate's what I do. Yeah. There's not enough NyQuil and Jim Beam in my house to get me prepped.
I still wake up at 7 a.m. It's just like, I could slept in today.
If you do enough NyQuil and Jim Beam, you can be able to sleep through it. That's the whole thing. Yes, I'm not recommending it for the kids out there, as I just brought
the
up.
Adults.
Just the responsible adults.
Yes.
If you can say responsible with NyQuil and Jim Beam, I guess in the same sentence. Thanks to all the juicers. Thank you to AJ Hawk. Thank you to 10 TV and YouTube sensations Jacob Reimer for joining us as well. We're back on Monday, folks.